Hey everybody, this is Mr. Fox with Custom Comic Strips and Mr. Fox Books coming to you today. Yes, I'm a little early. You're probably saying to yourself, what? Man, you usually get late. Get on here late, yeah. Yeah, I'm getting started a little early today, although I'm going to have to take a brief intermission, make sure my boys get lunch before I put them down for a nap, and then we'll continue back on. That music was by Jason Shaw. The title of the thing was called. The title of the song is called "Thingamajig." There's a link in the description below. Great music, great music. Love it, absolutely love it. Anyway, I am working on the children's book app right now. Yeah, I'll be working on the comic book here in a bit. I've got to get more stuff done on this children's book app to make sure that the programmer's got a decent head start. Problem is that the big problem is I've got a lot of projects going on right now, and I really just don't have enough time in the day to get it all taken care of. So I'm trying my best to get everything taken care of. Not working out the best, but it's not bad. I can't complain. So all right. So anyway, let's get in here. We've got to what we need to do is crop this in. And what I'm going to do is crop it in a little bit bigger than where it needs to be at. So that way we could crop it in a little bit more. Cuts off there at the wrist. Like somewhere right in there, I think. But we'll go all the way up here, and then we'll bring this in here, and we'll bring this over to about here, and this probably can stay all the way down here. I think. Whoa. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and crop that. Oh no, we're not. Okay. Never mind, people. Never mind. Cancel. Wow. Cancel. Dang it. Cancel. Oh, don't crop. Well, look. That's kind of weird. I got my layers back. I'm not sure what happened there, guys. You're probably wondering why I did this. I did this because that way I don't have to focus on the whole illustration. I know pretty much in a decent area where I'm going to be erasing. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I may have to go upstairs real quick. I'll be right back. My boys are being too loud. Hold on. And I'm back. Sorry about that. Just had to go upstairs and tell them to be quiet. I know they're kids. I know that's what kids do, guys, but on the flip side is your kids should know when they need to respect you and they should know when they need to be a little bit more quiet, especially when you're working. It's a little different because I work from home, so some of you get to go to an office job. You get to leave the house and take your kids to daycare or wherever you take them, and so you get to get away from that. You get to focus. I don't get that luxury. So sometimes I gotta go up there and tell them they have to be quiet. And that's just how it is. You gotta be a parent first and a friend second. Some of you may hate that saying, but it's just, in my eyes, in my opinion, it's the truth. Your kids are gonna act in a way. I shouldn't say act. They're gonna react. The same way you treat them. So if you treat them like an adult, they're gonna act more like an adult. And when I say treat them like an adult, I mean you need to talk to them like they're their own little adult. Really, I find that's what helps. I mean, some of you may disagree, some of you, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. This is what works for me and my kids. So it works out great. Oh, and guys, yesterday, on the video yesterday, I'm not the type of person that likes to tell people they can or can't talk about this kind of stuff. I'm going to do my best to keep religion and politics out of at least the custom comic strip channel here. Now for the gaming channel, it's whatever. It's up in the air. It's whatever we talk about. But I know you guys have come here for the art. You don't want to talk. You don't want to. Basically, you really don't want to hear all that stuff. And occasionally, I may talk about something like that if it relates, if something impacts me for that day. But yeah, and I'm not going to sit here and say somebody can or can't talk about something. So if talking about that stuff or listening to that stuff makes you a little uncomfortable, I do apologize for yesterday's video. Just kind of fast forward through it. We weren't talking about anything or going over any details in the art that you would have to really focus on. So you can go ahead and skip ahead. If you want to be more of an open-minded person, you want to listen, and if you want to chime in on the discussion, feel free to send us a message. We love to chime in and talk about talk about really anything. And we're pretty open-minded individuals, and we're the type of people that really aren't trying to make you think a certain way. We're just voicing our thoughts, and whether you believe them or not, that's your choice. So we're not gonna sit here and grill it into your heads. But I do want to talk about one extra thing before we get off that little bit of a tangent we went on yesterday. I know probably from the discussion that some of you may think that I'm a hypocrite, or that I shouldn't call myself a Christian, or that I believe in Christian values. Guys, I was raised as a Christian. I got baptized very late in my life. I didn't go to church as much as I should have, or I shouldn't say should have, but as the book, the Bible, says I should, right? So I've gone through a lot. Most people have gone through a lot in their life. I'm not going to say my life was bad. I'm not going to say it was better than anybody else's or worse than anybody else's. I'm just going to say it was pretty rough. So anyway, I just want to say, like, if you think that what we discussed yesterday and my thoughts on the matter was different, then just leave it at that. It's different, guys. It's I'm entitled to my opinion. You're entitled to yours. But I do want to say one thing. Like, there's whether you believe in religion or not, there's some weird stuff that happens that's hard to explain, and that's kind of, I guess, where I was coming from in the discussion. And I'm going to briefly talk about something here, and I know it's probably going to bore some of you, but for the people that this relates to, I just want to say that I had a guy I used to work with when I worked in an apartment complex doing maintenance and groundskeeper, and this gentleman was in his 50s, a lot older than me, had a drinking problem. Unfortunately, he fell off the wagon again, and instead of going to AA and getting help, he basically just continued drinking. I haven't heard from him in quite some time. I don't have his number anymore, but last I heard, he wasn't doing very good. It's kind of sad. He's basically drinking his life away. Anyway, well, when you get to working with somebody, at least for me, when I work with people and I become closer on more of a friendly level, and you're talking about things that are a little bit more, a little bit more private, right? It just kind of, I don't know. I'm the type of guy that likes to help people. I love helping people. I love knowing that I can make a difference in this world by giving somebody $20 if they need it, or giving somebody the shirt off my back, or whatever. It just makes me feel good that I'm helping. And anyway, so I knew he was hurting, and one night he had called me up and said that he needed to talk to somebody, so I walked, his apartment was behind mine, so I just walked back to the apartment. His apartment, went in and sat down, and he offered a beer. I didn't drink any beer. I didn't want to show him that it was okay to drink his sorrows away. I mean, I think you're entitled to do whatever, but this gentleman, he was really lost, and was trying to find his way back. And I just thought, if I were drinking, it wouldn't help the situation, especially giving him advice and whatnot. But anyway, so I sit down and ask him what's going on, and ask him what he wanted to talk about, and see how his day was going, and it kind of took a turn to this weird direction. I mean, it was fine. It started off fine for about probably, I don't know, half hour. It was fine. It was this great back and forth conversation about, well, a lot of it was okay, so this is a little backstory. I guess I should have started with the backstory. I'm not good at telling stories, guys, as you can tell. A little bit of the backstory. This gentleman was a orphan from World War II orphan. He was a German child who had lost his parents in World War II, and an American husband and wife that were stationed over in Germany after the war adopted him and brought him back to live in America, and they raised him as their kid, and they were his only family that he knew. I mean, he was so young, he didn't even know if he had any aunts or uncles. He didn't know any of that. And I guess a couple years before I had started working at this apartment complex, he had lost, I think it was either his dad or his mom. I can't remember. You know, the other parent was already passed, so it's not like he had another parent to lean on. They were both gone. Like, his only family he knew were gone, so he was pretty distraught. And you know, I mean, I get it. Like, you don't know where you came from in this world. You don't know anything about your family, and you know, it's kind of a very humbling experience when you realize that you're gonna die alone. At least on this mortal world, right? I mean, if you believe in other things, you're gonna go on and see these other people. But you know, I'm gonna try to approach this from a very religious, neutral ground. Okay, because I want everyone, no matter what background you have in religion or non-religion, I want you guys to enjoy these conversations. So anyway, I end up going over to his house. We're talking, and he's really distraught. He's really upset. He knows his health is getting worse. You know, he feels like he's got no family, and I get it. He's upset. He's lost. And I just tried to comfort him the best way I knew how, and I was telling him that, you know, I asked him, because I didn't want to offend him in any way. I'm not about offending people, but I asked him before I went on a certain path, and I said, do you believe in God? Are you religious? And he said yes. And I said, okay, well, I had to ask that prior to me talking, because I didn't want to give you the wrong advice, or advice that wouldn't pertain to you. So I proceeded to tell him, you know, I understand that you're upset. You know, I understand the loss that you have. Maybe not to the extent that he has, because both my parents are still alive, but I've lost family members that were very, very close to me. And, you know, I just told him, I said, you know, when it's your time to go, if you truly believe in the religion you believe in, you're going to see them again. You will see them again. And, you know, I brought that up a couple times. We talked about a little bit here and there, and I thought things were going good, and I thought that it was going to be, okay, it's time to talk about something different, we can, you know, talk about something different, unwind, get to thinking about other things before we both, you know, go our separate ways and hit the sack for the night. And out of nowhere, he reaches next to him. He's got this cabinet. It's like a curio cabinet, or I don't know what kind of cabinet it was. It was like a desk kind of thing, I think, if I remember correctly. And he reached in a drawer and he pulls out this pistol. And it was a .308 snub nose. And it was, I mean, I don't know if any of you are gun people, but a .308's a decent sized caliber. And he's sitting in his recliner, and I'm sitting on the couch about 5 feet away from him. And he doesn't point the gun at me. He's not that stupid. If he did point the gun at me, I would have got up and left anyway. Made sure that the first thing I asked was that the safety better be on. He said, yes, the safety's on. I said, okay. He's like, does this make you uncomfortable that I've got a gun out? And I said, yeah, a little bit. But I know you, and I know you're not going to point it at me, and you're not going to do anything stupid with it. At least point it in my direction. Well, so he's 5 feet away, and he's hit, like, the way he's facing, so just imagine you're sitting on a couch, and you're looking straight at the guy, and the guy is sitting sideways, looking to your right. So he's looking at the TV to your right. Um, and I've got like this little, I've got a coffee table that's sitting in front of me. Um, and so, you know, there's some stuff between us. I'd say it was 4 or 5 feet. Wasn't very far away, that's for sure. And, you know, he proceeds to talk about the gun he's got in his hand, and you know, when he gets really upset and gets well, a little too inebriated, he holds the gun up to his head, and then he proceeds to pull the gun up and put it towards his head, and you know, he's really upset at this point, and he's really crying, and you know, it's like, in my mind, I thought he was, honestly, to tell you the truth, I thought either he was going to blow his brains out in front of me, or or not. I mean, it was that serious. Like, there was no playing around. I knew he wasn't playing around by any means. So I was able to talk him down. I was able to talk him down, and I got him to lower the pistol. And while I forgot to mention this, but you know, when he's holding it up to his head, he takes the safety off, and he's, you know, got the gun up to the side of his temple, and I could tell he was really sweating, trying to, you know, I don't know, I know he was contemplating really pulling the trigger with me sitting there. But yeah, so the safety was off, and I get him talked down. I knew once he took the safety off, then that was game time. Like, that's no joke. Like, I just want you guys to know. I'm gonna jump a little bit off topic real quick here. I'm okay with guns. Okay, I'm not a person that believes that we should get rid of guns. I think that there's a time and a place for them. Do they kill? Yes, they kill. But it's not the gun that kills. It's the person behind the gun. And some of you might just be rolling your eyes, especially the advocates that are against guns. But guys, you give somebody a sword, and somebody can use that sword to kill. And it's not the sword that kills, but it's the person behind the sword. I mean, you could say that with anything. I could take a fork and kill somebody with a fork. And then, you know, is that considered a deadly weapon? Yes, once it's used in that manner, it's considered a deadly weapon, right? But it's the person behind it that's wielding it. Anyway, so I knew I was brought up around guns. My dad would take us out shooting, and got us familiar with guns. But he taught us the rights and wrongs of guns. He always kept a loaded shotgun in the house, in their closet. And he was able to teach us to respect the gun in a way to where he was comfortable just leaving the gun in his closet. He knew that we wouldn't do something stupid with it. One thing that really sticks in my mind is that what he said was, if you're ever going to point a gun at somebody, you better be ready to use it. And I really took that to heart, because I knew that I knew like toy guns were toys, but I knew real guns were real. And I knew, even at like age 7, I knew that guns could kill people. Like, I knew basically life and death. I was around death early on in my life with close family members that had passed, and so it was. I knew they were lethal, right? I knew that they kill, and that people would be gone forever. Anyway, so back on topic. So I talk this guy down, and as he's lowering the gun, he starts lowering the hammer on the gun. He doesn't pull the trigger. Right? He's just very slowly releasing the hammer on this gun. And in no way should this gun have gone off. My experience with handguns, the way he released the hammer, the gun shouldn't have gone off. But it did, guys. The gun went off. And let me tell you, you want to talk about petrified. He was more scared than I was. I was kind of... I was startled by the loud bang from the pistol, don't get me wrong. But I wasn't afraid, right? I've been around guns. I knew what gunfire sounded like. So I wasn't scared, but... you know, I'm sitting on the couch, and he's just petrified. He's like, oh my God, the cops are going to show. So one of the neighbors are probably called, and I said, then put the damn gun up. You know, and if the cops show up, we'll just say we were being stupid and shooting off fireworks. And so he proceeds to ask me if I'm all right. You know, if the bullet had hit me or anything like that. And I'm still staring at him with like this pissed off stare, right? I like as soon as the gun went off, I was startled at first, and then I just went into pissed off mode. Well, you couldn't really tell in my voice, but you could see it in my face. And I'm just staring at him the whole time. He's like, "Are you okay? You know, the bullet hit you. You know, I know it probably bounced around the room. Are you all right?" And you know, it's kind of weird. I hadn't even looked down at my feet yet, but I had felt the bullet hit my shin, and I didn't look down. I was afraid that it might have gone into my leg, or I thought it could have fractured my bone or bones in my shin down here. And I'm staring right in his eyes, and I said, "Yeah, you dumb shit." I said, "The bullet bounced off the floor, hit me in the shin, and is laying 2 inches from my foot." And mind you, guys, I haven't even looked down yet. So how I'm supposed to know even where the bullet's laying is beyond me. As far as I'm concerned, I'm bleeding. That's what I'm thinking in my head, that I've got a bullet either in my leg or it's gone through my leg, and I'm in my head I'm bleeding, and I just don't want to look down because I'm kind of squeamish with blood. So if I would have, in my head I was thinking if I looked down and there was a lot of blood there, you know, I didn't want to pass out, especially if we had to, you know, take care of it emergency wise. Anyway. And he gets up out of his chair and he looks down at my feet and he says, "How did you know that?" And I said, "To be honest with you, if I were meant to die tonight, then I would have. But I know it's not my time to go. It's not my time to die right here. Right here and now is not my time." And it was a very powerful message to him because a lot of people they have to see to believe, and he saw it. He saw the whole thing play out. And he's starting to realize that when it's his time, it's his time. And so I looked down after everything's said and done and realized that I'm not bleeding. There's not even a hole. There's no hole in my pants, my jeans. There's no bruise on my shin. And as a matter of fact, my shin is not even in any pain whatsoever. And it's the weirdest sensation, like it's the weirdest thing, because I know for a fact that .308 round, the way it ricocheted off the floor and hit me in the shin, should have gone through my pant leg and either got stuck or lodged into my leg, or should have gone through my leg or broke my bones. Some of you may disagree. That's fine. I've been around guns and seen how different calibers of bullets impact material and everything like that. I should have, 4 feet away, you know, that should have done some serious damage. And at that point, I'm looking at the bullet that's laying on the floor, and I'm kind of just in disbelief myself, because I'm not in any pain. I have no wound. I have no bruise. I have nothing. And he's just kind of just dumbfounded. He can't even believe what had just happened, and he can't even believe the fact that I wasn't injured. And I just said to him one last time. I said, "See." The gentleman's name. Said, "See, if it were my time to go, I'd be dead. But it's not my time to go." And I proceeded to pick up the bullet, put it in my pocket. Then I asked him to give me the gun. Put it in the case that it was it was stored in. So he put it put it back in the case, handed me the case, and later on the next day I proceeded to ask around to see if anybody wanted to buy a pistol. Luckily, we had somebody that worked with us that collects guns and was willing to buy the pistol. And I told him the situation. I told him what happened, and basically I just said, I said, let me check with the other person and make sure he's okay with me selling it to you. And I ended up selling the pistol and giving the owner of the pistol the money. So I got it out of his hands. I got it away from him, and it made me feel good because I knew he wouldn't be sitting in his chair, drunk off his ass, thinking about blowing his brains out. Yeah, true story, guys. Some of you may be thinking bullshit, but I still have the bullet. I'm going to turn it into a necklace one of these days. Yeah, true story. Yeah, so I guess there's two messages in this story. Obviously, one is not to play with guns, especially when you've been drinking. Okay? If you want to, it's your choice. I'm not going to sit here and say you can or can't, but I'm just recommending, might be a smart thing not to fool around with guns when you've been drinking. Two, guys, suicide's no joke, man. I've even personally had to deal with that struggle, and it's not fun. I'm not even getting. It's not even a topic that needs to be discussed at this point today. But I just want you guys to know that it's not worth it. You may be thinking it's worth it. It's not. Yeah, I'm sure something bad's happened and it's really got you upset, but if you can't find somebody to talk to, I'm here. You can talk to me on Twitch here. You can talk to me through our email. I'd be more than happy to listen. But I just want to tell you guys, it's really not worth. It's not worth it. It's really not. I've been there. I've done a lot of stupid things in my life. And that was one of them. Dealing with that kind of thought process. But anyway, I just want you guys to know that there's always going to be somebody there willing to listen. And even if it doesn't seem like it, just reach out. I'm sure somebody's going to be around willing to listen. And if not, I'm here. I'll listen. And you're probably thinking, well, why? Well, because, guys, I've been there. I've been in your shoes. I've lived that kind of thought pattern and that lifestyle of, wanting to end my life, and it's just what it is. I don't know. I don't even know why I even went and thought about doing that kind of. I mean, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't begin to tell you why I felt like doing that, other than the fact that I knew that I just knew that to me it just seemed like to me it seemed right, the right thing to do, and it really wasn't. Anyway, so guys, listen, if you need to talk, I'll be more than happy to listen. I'm not gonna be the type of person that's gonna sit here and tell you what you should and shouldn't do. I'm not gonna be the type of person that's gonna I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life. But I can listen. I'm a very good listener, and I'd love to help if you guys if anybody needs to talk. It's just not worth it. There's too many things in this world that you're still not done doing yet. And thinking about it that way, guys, you take your life too soon, and maybe you're the next person to stop world hunger. And you probably snicker and probably say, no, there's no way. That's not possible, and this, that, and the other, but you never know. You just don't know. You just don't know what you're put on this earth to do. So, anyway, enough of the downbeat, the low and dirty of talking about that stuff. Again, I just want you guys to know there's always an outlet. There's always somebody willing to listen, so get a hold of me. Don't be afraid. There's something else I wanted to talk about, too. Kind of segued into that whole thought process, but, you know, I'm not going to talk about it today. We'll pick another day, talk about it. On a brighter note, guys, how was your day? My day's been going good. If you had a bad day today, I'm sorry. I really do feel sorry because yeah, man, there's so many cool things in this world that we haven't experienced yet. There's so many awesome things to look forward to, and I just kind of as a bummer that life or people kind of step in the way and bring you down. But I hope your guys' day was great. I hope that, you know, I'm sure some of my videos can be very dull and boring, right? I'm working on that. I'm working on becoming a better broadcaster on Twitch. I'm working on the content on my YouTube channel. Like, as far as all the YouTube videos that I upload from Twitch, they're going to be the same. They're going to be dull and boring, and I can edit them and do some fun stuff, but I'm not going to worry about that as much because I'm going to have separate stuff planned for YouTube and as opposed to stuff that's planned for Twitch. So I apologize again if these videos are dull and boring. You guys can skip ahead if you want. Let's see. But I just want you guys to know I am working on making the videos more fun. I would do music, but the problem is anything that's copyrighted I can't use, and I wouldn't use because I don't have permission to use it, especially if I'm monetizing my videos. And guys, I am monetizing the videos because, you know, it takes time to put up this content. It really does take a lot of time, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, one of these days I will do a video of how much time it takes to prepare a video, or how much time it takes to do this or that, to get it ready for Twitch or to get it ready for YouTube. It's a full-time job in itself, and it is a lot of work. So if you guys think it's not, well, you'll see at some point. So anyway, I'm working my best to try to make this channel more entertaining. At some point, what I'm gonna do is just stop talking through the videos. I'll talk at the beginning and then not talk. Or if we have a we're gonna be coming up with some topics to go over to talk about. We're gonna be pulling in a lot of creative people to discuss certain ideas or beliefs, and then we're doing this because we want people to have more of an open-minded view, and we want people to approach things more open-mindedly. So, so what we're planning on doing is bringing people in on the discussions, so that way we can talk about certain things, certain topics. So yeah, that'll be coming up. Hopefully here soon. It'll be on on the YouTube channel, or sorry, on the Twitch channel here. The YouTube channel will do the same, but the YouTube channel is going to be a little bit more entertaining. We'll be able to put up some better videos, some vlogs, stuff like that. I mean, it's a lot easier for me to edit that content as opposed to editing this content. Now, I do have the videos. I could export them to my hard drive and edit them out this way, but to be honest with you, the amount of work I've got to do as of here recently is taking up all my time, and I have no time to be able to do that. In the future, I may do that, okay? I may edit the live streams here just to make them better. But we're going to be getting some cameras, like some webcams, so we can do some face shots. We're going to be doing, well, we're going to be doing quite a bit. So anyway, if you guys have any suggestions or what you'd like to see, we'd love to hear it. Send us an email. Let us know what you guys want to see or hear. If you guys just want me to shut up and do my thing and you guys just want to watch, that's fine too. I have no problem either way. Whatever. I want it to be fun for you guys. So, but until you guys tell me what you're looking for, what you want to see, I'm going to keep blabbing your ears off. I'm going to force you guys into sending me a message. I'm going to force you guys to what's the word I'm looking for? Cooperate? Not cooperate. It slipped my mind. It's participate. There we go. I'm going to force you guys to participate. So if you guys want me to stop talking, send me a message and say, this is what I'd like to see. While I don't mind your voice, I would prefer this. If you guys don't like my voice, just tell me. You know, you're not going to offend me. A lot of people think that it's pretty easy to offend me, and it's really not. I've been teased, I've been bullied, I've been called a lot of things, and yeah, I mean it doesn't get under my skin like it used to. I don't let it bother me because life's too short now, and it's not worth the anger or the frustration to deal with that bullshit. And I do apologize for the swearing, guys. I know some of you don't mind, and some of you prefer not. It just happens. It's a slip of the tongue. I used to. My wife would say the more drunk I'd get, the more sailor's mouth I'd get, and it was so true. But ever since we had our boys, I've been on my best behavior, trying not to swear in front of them, and so far I've been doing good. And you're probably like, well, no. I mean, they'll learn when they learn. I mean, I learned at a young age, and it was from hanging around my friends who their parents swore in front of them. And it's whatever. It's just a word. I get it. I mean, it's used to be derogatory in certain ways. There's so many different ones, and it's whatever. I'm just trying to be a good dad. I just want to make sure that they don't play copycat, which is what the oldest is doing right now. He tends to copy a little bit. It's kind of funny, actually. I don't want to segue into another topic here, but it's I would always Gino. My son's name is Gino, my oldest son, and anytime he asked me a question, he'd be like, you know, Dad, can I have goldfish or can I have apple juice? And I'd say nope. And he's like, why not? And I'd be like, because that's how it works. And it's so funny because there was this one time where I asked him if I could have the rest of his cookie after dinner, and he said no, and I said why not? And he's like, because that's how it works, Daddy. Oh, it was so cute and so funny. It was, yeah, it was hilarious. Kind of one of those moments that catch you off guard because you're not expecting your kid to say that. So with that being said, I have to be careful what I say in front of my boys because they're at that tender age of I'm gonna repeat what Daddy says, and I got to be careful. So if you're expecting me to cuss more on the show, it's probably not gonna happen. I've already trained myself not to swear as much as I used to. If I've been drinking, if if I'm getting in a heated discussion, then something may slip out. So don't be surprised if it does. Anyway, kind of rambling, bambling, talking your ears off. Got nobody listening, do I? I mean, I got some of you listening out there, some of you that aren't logged in as a Twitch user. I know you're out there. I know you're watching. I can see that you're watching in a certain way, not in a creepy way, but in a certain way. I can tell you're out there watching. Um, I just wish you guys were logged in so we could have a conversation. I'm kind of bored. Somebody come and keep me occupied. I know I'm being stupid. Alright. Let me save this real quick. We are going to go, and I got to go up and feed my boys real quick. And then I'll be right back. And get back to work on some of this stuff. We'll be moving on to the comic book here shortly. Right now I need to get some more stuff done on the children's book app that we're working on. So, and that reminds me, I gotta call up the programmer and find out what he needs, what he still needs. So, I will be right back, guys, and enjoy the silence. I guess I can't play music anymore, so I'll tell you about that some other time. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I'm temporarily back until my son says he's done. Then I gotta go set him on the toilet, and then off to nappy time he will go. If some of you are wondering like how far along we are on this app, we're on the very early stages. I'm just preparing the art. We do have a proof of concept running. Some of the other features we don't have yet because the programmer is waiting on art. So this is for the coloring book side of the app. And then I gotta prepare the files for the actual story side of the app where it'll be narrated. There'll be animations. There'll be interactive. Be a lot of fun. A lot of fun for the kids. And we haven't worked out a price yet, guys, but I know it's gonna be cheap on the cheap. So, you kids, if you got kids or if you got nephews or nieces or anything like that, they're gonna love it. I have yet to have a kid tell me they don't like this story. So, yeah, go check it out. Right now, if you have the Kindle Unlimited, you guys, you can get a free. You can download this for free and read it as many times as you want. If you don't have that, you can support us by buying a copy of the book. You can buy a hard copy. We have hardback or softback paper, or yeah, I guess that's what you'd want to say. If you go to our website, houseonhauntedhollow.com, there's a link in on the website that'll take you to the company that prints our books, and yeah, you can pick up a hard copy. If you want it signed, there's a little checkmark box on the checkout thing on their web store for if you request us to have the book signed. We'd love to sign any book. If you guys don't want to get a hard copy, maybe you just want something on your phone or tablet, we do have the Kindle version. Kindle version is up on Amazon if you search for The House on hauntedhollow.com, or no, the house. Excuse me. If you go to our website, houseonhauntedhollow.com, or if you go to Amazon and search The House on Haunted Hollow, you'll see our book. Check it out. Every book you guys buy supports us, and how it supports us is it's not profit for it. It's not like there's some profit in it, but all the money that we make off the books goes right back into printing more books and making more books. So if you guys like what we do, you like our stories, if you like what you see, then go support us. Definitely pick up a book. You're not going to regret it. Your kids aren't going to regret it. Your kids are going to love the book. So go check it out. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I had to selfishly do a little bit of a plug there. I don't plug our stuff enough. Yeah, go check it out, guys. It's I know it's kind of weird that I'm saying it's a great book, but I'm just telling you, the kids will love it. If you want to wait, I know it's a Halloween themed book. If you want to wait till it gets closer to Halloween, then that's fine too. Whatever. We do have a Christmas book coming up. It was supposed to be scheduled for this year, but the plans changed on that. There's a lot of stuff going on. So it'll be next year by the time we get it done, or late this year. And when I say late this year, it'll be far too late for us to get it out to print this year. So, but I just want to let you guys know, yes, it is a Christmas book, but guys, it's not really geared towards any specific religion. There's no religious messages in there. I'm pretty sure there's not. Anyway, we wanted it to be as neutral as possible. I know, like, Christmas to some faiths is more of a Christian holiday, but I kind of look at it like there was a real man that actually went around and gave kids presents and stuff. So, I kind of look at it as that. It's kind of, for me, it's kind of more of a holiday of giving and stuff like that, and just spending time with family and friends and loved ones, for me, it's a lot less of religious views and stuff like that. So what I'm saying is, we tried to make it as neutral as possible, guys. Just because it says Christmas doesn't mean that there's any certain values that would make you uncomfortable reading it or anything like that. So if you're Jewish, or if you are, I don't know what other religions out there, to be honest with you, that would take offense to it, but just take my word on it. There will be a sample when we do get the book done. You'll be able to read the sample and judge for yourself. But yeah, we tried to make it as neutral as we can, and I know some of you think that just the word Christmas itself is not neutral, and you're entitled to your own opinion, and that's fine. Yeah, but it's just, to me, the way we look at it is that we try to make it as neutral as possible. We use the word Christmas as it more of a holiday and not a religious holiday. Let's just put it that way. So try to make it as neutral as we can, just so that way more people can enjoy it, more kids can enjoy it. I can't really give you any ideas or any kind of brief synopsis or any kind of teasers yet on the book, but as soon as I feel comfortable that we're farther enough along on the book, I will definitely share with you guys. And you will see us create the book as we go as well. So you guys will get anybody watching these live streams will get a little teaser head start. I will not be putting them up on YouTube though, because I want to reward the people that actually watch and support us and then buy the book. I don't want anybody to I don't know. I just want to make sure that the people that are here, that watch our videos, that support what we do, I just want to say, you can watch our video, you can watch us create the book, and then if you want to read more of it, or if you want to relive the story over and over again, then you have to go buy the book. But since I don't have Twitch Turbo, and since even if I did have Twitch Turbo, it would only be up for 60 days anyway, and then it would be erased. And usually I'm trying to put these videos up on YouTube so that way they're archived a lot longer, but to be honest with you, that one is going to be kind of special, and I think any of our children's books that we're working on, that we're creating from scratch, I'm not counting this one's done, it's out to print, it's been published, but any of the future ones that have not got that special treatment, they will not be, you guys will see live, but then after that it's going to be erased. So you either see it live or buy the book, I guess is what I'm saying. Hello, pay attention. You're a rambling man. Rambling. Yeah, so when I get started on that, and like I said, it's going to be, it's really going to be a couple months before I even know if we'll be able to even start working on it this year or not. I've got this to finish up. I've got another client's ebook to finish up, which is down in the link below. It'll be a free ebook that he's going to be giving away on his website, guys, so go check it out when it's done. I know some of you have seen me working on it. If you watch some of the archive videos, you can catch and see what we've done with the first page so far. I know it's taking a lot longer. It's a Christmas book, so he's not in a huge rush, which is great for me, because then I don't feel like I'm being rushed to get the book done, and I'm able to put up the best quality of work And with that being said, I really did impress myself. Not to toot my own horn too much, but I really knocked it out of the park, so to speak, with that first page. It's not done yet. I will put it up. I need to work on it more. I need to work on the comic book more. I mean, there's a lot of things going on. I'm just trying to juggle everything all at once here, and some people would say, "Well, you're really not succeeding at doing that." Well, I disagree. I'm doing the best that I can for one person. And ultimately the projects that I've got going on right now, really in all reality should. So like the comic book guys, the comic book we should have another at least 2 to 4 more artists working on that, and I just. Well, let's just say this. I'm having a hard time finding the artist with the talent and the caliber that we're looking for right now. For one, and two, they need to be at a certain skill level, right? And well, never mind. That's part of two is the fact that all the money's already gone out to the artists that are working on it right now. So I wouldn't be able to pay anybody until the job's done, because we still got another 30% on completion. So, but anyway, with that being said, I've got that project, and it's gonna take a while, to be honest with you. And I kind of feel bad, because I know our client really wants to have this out very quickly, and I kind of underestimated how much time it was going to take, and I didn't do that on purpose. It was totally by accident, and I thought I'd be able to handle the workload, but I mean I can handle the workload. I mean I handle the workload and get it done when they want it to get it done is going to be pushing it. So, I mean, I'm sure I'll get it done. It's just, yeah, it's a lot of work. And I'm not afraid of the work. I'm not afraid to take on the workload. It's just, I just know from here on out what I got to do in the future. So any future custom comic book jobs, any clients out there that asks us to work on their custom comic book and get their comic book out to print for them, I'll know what it's going to take, and how much we need to charge and everything else. I had a good idea, and I was trying to be a little helpful by giving them a bulk discount, because they did purchase 4 custom comic books at one time. So, but I know what it takes now, and let me just say that it's a lot of work. Like I said, at least another 2 to 4 more artists working on the job to get it done in the amount of time that needs to get done. Basically, got to create an assembly line. It's kind of like a animation studio. They have hundreds of people working on the 2D animations and on 3D. But the 2D animations, they'd have somebody. They'd have the master animators, the guys that would actually animate the characters and get them ready for putting them on cells, and then you'd have the inkers, then you'd have the painters, then you'd have the camera guys that were setting up the scenes and taking the pictures of the animation, because the way animation was done back in the day, they had this huge camera, and they would slide the cells in on these little trays and slide them in, take a picture of it, move on to the next panel, and then they'd keep loading in these cells, taking them out, load them in, take them out, load them in, zoom out, zoom in on the camera wherever they need to, and then after that was all done, they would go get the pictures developed and then get them put them on a reel. And I'm kind of briefly going over the process. I don't know the process by heart, but it's pretty close to what they did, and you know, it's the same for comic books, guys. It's in and out. If you do some research, yeah, sometimes it's only one guy, sometimes it's two guys, sometimes it's a whole group of guys, and just do the research on that one. But I'm finding that the bigger the group that we would have, the quicker we'd get them done, get them in and out, and get them done. So, on that note, guys, I just heard my son yelling for me. He said he's done, so I'm gonna run upstairs, set him on the potty real quick, put him down for a nap, and be right back down here with you guys. And we'll work on. I do believe we should start working on the comic book page. And then later on tonight, it'll be either finishing or doing more work on the app, or doing or working on the children's book. So I got to balance everything. I know, like, I wanted to devote 100% attention to the comic book this week, but yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. But we'll see. Anyway, I'll be right back, guys. Let me just reopen this, and that way you guys got something to stare at for a little bit. I'll be right back.